Well, it may be a little bit hideous. It may be a little bit southern. But there is no doubt that it is all tomfoolery. Holy shit, fellas. I haven't seen you guys around this table since January of 2022.
Q back in the saddle again.
The boys are back for our biannual sesh.
That's right. That's right.
I've been having to pull Steve into other shows just to be able to get to see you guys.
Yeah, we gotta find an equinox that we can align around, and then we can all play.
It's only on the solstices that
it's almost summer solstice, so we're about ready to play.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. I was saying before we started recording, is that this section is going to be quite a bit longer than the first two sections of this book. I would say that the majority of this book is the university and everything that goes on there. So we are going to have to play a little bit more regularly than twice a year. Or it'll take us 3 years to get these 8 episodes out. So,
all right, let's look at the calendars. You guys got any time in September?
I think I've got a week in October that's free.
Clean wrap, January 2024.
yeah.
Get that book 3 done.
Get that book 3 done in January 24. Oh shit. Well, we're joking, but we've been busy. Both podcasts have been really cranking it out. Y'all just put out 200. We just finished up our season 2.
Congrats on 200, guys.
Yeah.
Congrats on finishing another adventure path.
Yeah,
well, they're short APs, okay?
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the equivalent of finishing a 6-booker there, so.
Yeah, we have officially finished the 6-book AP, I guess.
Yeah. Guys lapped us.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
What book are y'all on now?
We're deep in 5. Yeah.
Deep in 5. Yeah, but you've added so much stuff though, Griff.
You've added like at least a book's worth of material.
I mean, come on, bro. You know?
I've certainly added a lot, but I think the other piece of it is like what you guys ended at 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like my party's going to be 13 before 5's over. So I think it's just a different level track scale too.
Right.
That like some of the fast adventures, like the fast XP track in Pathfinder, kind of equates to the Starfinder. I feel like, but when you start to do like medium, those adventures kind of put a lot of stuff in there just to get you to level appropriately.
Yeah, I've always felt like 6-book Pathfinder adventures like take a lot longer in general than like a 6-book Starfinder adventure.
Well, I mean, for one, each book in a Pathfinder adventure is 4 parts as opposed to 3 parts. You know, like the in Starfinder, it's in 3 parts, whereas the Pathfinder books has a whole another 20 pages of adventure per book.
Yeah, like we're in part 4 of book 5, right? And it's like, cool, there's a whole nother dungeon. There's a whole nother dungeon in this book, even though you're in the back quarter.
Right.
Enjoy.
Right. Well,
enjoy the content.
And you have added quite a lot too, and I would say that over the course of these 5 books, at a minimum, you've added a book's worth of content.
Certainly laden with a little extra TLC.
Yeah, indeed. But that keeps us busy, so we don't get to do this as much as we'd like. And it's always a pleasure to get to do it because this is our underground podcast that's definitely never going to be on an RSS feed. Fuck all you shit, you know what I mean? And
you really gotta stick it to them, Adam.
Yeah,
you sure really showed them.
Say it again. Now that they're 40 eepisodes into this, tell them about how it's never going to be RSS again.
How much you want to bet?
But we are going to have a live show.
Yeah, right. Yeah. How much you want to bet when we release this batch of episodes? Somebody's going to say, "Is there an RSS feed for this?"
100%.
Listen to this.
I'm not
Absolutely
taking that
not. And then you guys are going to have another hurricane. And you'll be crawling back to me asking if there could be episodes on the feed.
Where did that bring you? Right back to me.
I mean, we're definitely going to have another
hurricane season.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah.
You can start releasing these apps weekly if the hurricanes start up.
Well, listen, it takes an act of God for these to get onto the RSS feed.
Yeah.
There you go.
You could really equate the two things, I think, in the amount of effort.
That that's the real like fuck you double-edged sword of living in the area of the Deep South, the like Pine Belt area that we do, is like everybody thinks of Tornado Alley as like, you know, your Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. It's fucking not. It's here.
Yeah, we got more hurricanes.
But it's also Hurricane Alley, you know?
Yeah.
Like we get both.
Get it for both ends.
Yeah. They get you coming and going.
Yeah, we're just getting blown to pieces.
At least somebody's getting blown.
Yeah.
Oof.
Hey, speaking of which, I got something to throw on the General Grievous board from the GM here. Adam.
Okay.
Adam reaches out earlier in the week and he's like, hey, we're going to use Foundry this time. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I like Foundry. That's cool. He's like, let me get your character sheet. I want to put it in Foundry. I'm like, okay, you're doing the hard work. That's cool. I don't want to do that. So he goes and puts it in there. I log in today. Natasi's name spelled Natasi.
Natasi.
With the word ass in it.
That's Suskelin's ass.
Got him. It's weird because like I did make that mistake when I was initially putting it in, and I corrected it. If you look at your sheet,
it's so weird. Yeah, it's only in the chat that it says Natasi.
The token did not get updated, so now I have updated that for you. And I think this is the first time in 40 episodes that the token actually says Natasi instead of Cora.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a lot closer.
Listen, to Adam's credit, though, he got all 3 Ys in Vinian in there.
Yeah. Well, I was going to give him credit for that, but I was like, everything's a Y in your name. It's super easy to spell. It's just unorthodox, you know?
Yeah, really, the V's and N's are the odd men out in your name.
Yeah, it's like, where do I put the non-Y letters?
It's like spelling banana.
Just wherever.
Good. That was my goal. It's very
Your
intentional.
name was
spell
really
banana.
easy to do. And Sigurd too, Texas. Sigurd, does Sigurd have a last name?
Yeah, he does. We just never use it.
What is it?
Meganard.
Oh, that, okay. I saw that on your sheet, but that was under the player name. And I thought that was some weird, like, self-nickname you gave yourself. And I was just like, okay.
He's the Meganard, dude.
Meganard.
Sounds
Called
about
himself
right.
Meganard, bro.
Have you seen the size of these Meganards?
I know. He does a little working out, and all of a sudden he's calling himself Meganard.
Meganard, yeah.
It's like the king of the grognards.
Well, you know what we haven't done in a while, Griff? We haven't. You guys do it every week, but what here at Southern Tomfoolery hasn't done. Let's talk about what we're drinking.
Yeah. I saw Steve drinking out of like a weird cup.
Yeah.
About that. So you're going first, bud.
Sure. So you know how they say every episode of a podcast is somebody's first episode. So this may be confusing to some folks. Pleasure to introduce myself to all you newcomers. My name's Steve Strapple. I'm a member of Hideous Laughter Productions. You can catch me playing Matumbe, Saw, Durin Rook on that show. We also do a show called Bestow Curse. I play Vec Relby on that. We got a whole bunch of stuff beyond the Patreon wall too. That's really cool. But most recently, and most importantly, I was able to join the STF and Friends crew and play a little robot called Elena, and that was so much fun. So if you know me from any of that stuff, that's great. Welcome to Hideous Tomfoolery. I am drinking a beer tonight that's actually a hard seltzer because subverting expectations. This is a Bang hard tea raging raspberry hibiscus.
You know, I really think we need a drop for "It's time for a long introduction" from Steve.
Yeah,
I really want Steve. I want his introduction from the first one as a drop, and then every time he has to add a name, you just cut that in, cut that in.
Because I want
so
you to
funny.
actually list all the characters that you've played at one point. You know, like in a clean take. Like that's what I need is just a clean take of all the names of the characters that you've played. Because at this point, it's like 20. Right?
Oh, and then you got to
many.
put him in as like the disclaimer at the end of a car commercial.
Yeah, like really fast Micro Machines man.
Steve
talk.
Hideous Laughter Podcast. I believe
Yeah,
satisfaction not guaranteed.
Definitely not.
definitely not. How's that
speaking of somebody-
OnlyFans working out for you, Steve? You've had a few months to build up a fan base, huh?
Yeah, so much like hurricane season has been tearing through the South, a hurricane of subscribers has been hopping on my OnlyFans. It's been keeping me really busy, really difficult to hydrate lately. It's tough. I'm just blowing through Pedialyte.
Yeah.
Heard that, bro.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Speaking of Steve's
man.
subscribers, hey, Adam, what are you doing?
Hey, man, I'm in his like top 0.01%.
Yeah, I got to send him feet pics all the time.
Yeah,
Pays extra for those.
Yeah.
I'm pretty demanding, but I think you like it. I hope you do. Yeah. I do.
He likes the money.
Yeah.
Love the
Well, that's what it's about. Listen, I'm drinking a Paradise Park low-cal IPA because, trying to watch this beautiful figure that I have.
Keeping it tight.
Keeping it real tight. Trying to keep up with Megalord or whatever, your Megazord.
Meganard.
Meganard. Yeah,
Megazord.
With Meganard over there. But yeah, it's pretty good. Paradise Park is originally a lager, but they made it into an IPA and a low-cal IPA. So I don't know. It's from Urban South. It's pretty good. It's real drinkable, and I don't feel like I'm getting like heavy and bloated when I drink it. So cheers, guys. Good to see you.
Cheers.
Nice.
I gave you a bunch of words there.
It's tough. I didn't want to use heavy and bloated.
Speaking of Megazords.
Speaking of Megazords. Hey, it's me, Griff. From I'm drinking a Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 16.6% on this guy. So we're going to cut loose tonight, I think.
Yeah.
I was about to say you'll never get drunk at that rate of 120 minutes per beer, but with that high of an alcohol percentage, yes, you will.
It's possible. It's doable. So that's my drinking choice for this app. Probably this whole app. Hopefully this whole app. We'll see.
Yeah. Man, have fun with that.
Yeah.
I thought I was drinking a stout beer.
What are you drinking? What do you got?
Hey, okay. So I'm drinking a Victory Sour Monkey.
Ooh, I love that beer.
Yeah.
It's 9.5. I mean, it's pretty stout. It's like, it might as well be a Bud Light compared to Griff's 16.6er, but
not everybody can be mega, you know
exactly.
what I
I'm
mean?
just a regular nard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you super nard?
That's
let's go super nard. I like that. Yeah.
There's different stages.
Yeah, there's levels of nard that you
If
can
you were
be.
drinking a Bud Light, you'd be a nard.
Yeah. Could you even qualify as a nard drinking a Bud Light, or do you?
Well, let's ask.
I don't know.
Like-
Speaking of somebody who may or may not qualify as a nard, what are you drinking?
be like
bud?
a junior nard,
A nard junior.
like the JROTC. No, I'm drinking one of my last 3 Dos Equis. I've actually not been drinking a lot lately. I've been really trying to eat better and take care of myself a little bit, but I did drink a few beers over the weekend because it was the weekend. And I just had a couple Dos Equis left, so I'm gonna finish those off tonight and then not drink the rest of the week.
The whole crew working on their health.
Yeah, we're trying. I think we're all getting a little older.
Feeling it a little bit.
I went and finally got a primary physician because I was like, I'm gonna give myself a heart attack by the time I'm 40. So I've been working on that.
At the rate we record these, we're like a year older every time we play. So
Yeah.
It's true.
By the time they get to book 5, we're gonna be 60.
years.
We're gonna have to disclaimer at the top. Well, the next character we didn't write off because they were busy. They just passed away.
Right.
he just died of old age.
F's in the chat for Steve.
If
You
you
really
guys,
didn't stay hydrated
Steve will
enough.
outlive all of us, dude.
oh, I don't know about that. I would say that, if you guys wanted to do the live HTF from the funeral home, that would be an honor.
Yeah.
Being an honor.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, honestly,
funeral,
most of the people that are going to show up are going to be fans of the show anyway. So
Right.
Yeah. right.
look, speaking of funeral homes, I don't know if I've even told the STF people this, but I have a very interesting story about my dad with a funeral home. When he was 17, he got I don't know, it was in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, but he got a hot rod car and got shit faced and drove it through the funeral home.
Oh my God.
oh wow.
Yeah. He's a legend in our hometown for all the wrong
it's
reasons.
It's the disrespect for me. You know what I mean?
It wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
I think he like passed out at the wheel and drove through the funeral home.
Town's been free of zombies as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it wasn't like fuck this funeral home, you know.
Yeah. You know, my dad told me he was much the same way, and he bought fast cars and drove them irresponsibly. He said he was coming down Highway 11 one time, which Heath and Adam will know what I'm talking about. You guys won't, but it's not a real highway. You know what I mean? It's a road.
Yeah.
And him and his friend were throwing beer cans at street signs. And
he went serious pastime in our hometown.
Yeah. and he went to throw a can at the sign and cut his wheel and like fucking flipped and totaled his like brand new Z car, you know.
Jeez.
Fucking idiot.
You overcorrected.
Speaking of hot rod cars, we last left our heroes beat to shit by a explosion from a giant flea, with Texarkana laying bloodied, unconscious, and dying, and the rest of you not much better, as Natasha, I'm sure, rushes over to Tex. Then you see a hot rod vehicle heading directly your way, kicking up dust and all sorts of particulate matter, and you can tell that that's SGX is on their way to come grab you after a successful mission of destroying this.
Who's coming to grab us?
SGX.
Our Sharon friend, right?
The Sharon friend that you first met when you first arrived here.
Okay, one of the rebels or whatever.
One of the Clade Company.
Clade Company. Yep.
She was like the sniper, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, now that we've got that kind of rough transition out of the way, to kind of further remind you guys, you were here specifically to find some information on the Forever Reliquary, which it was a mythical idea in Hylaxian faith that may actually turn out to be a real thing. And there was a professor at this university here on this planet that had maybe discovered some information on that, but then the swarm attacked the planet and ravaged the planet. Normally they would leave once that's done, but they didn't, and you guys have pieced together that the swarm seems to be looking for this same bit of information that y'all are. Unfortunately, when you arrived here, the planet was pretty hostile to you and your ship. You lost a crewmate in a terrible, tragic crash landing. Had to fight off a swarm. And that is where you met the Clade Company, and they told you about this extractor imago that was causing all sorts of trouble that was between you and the university. So you went into this giant flea-like swarm component and fought it from the inside out, blew it up, all almost died after a narrow escape, but you did succeed in escaping. Did I miss anything? You guys good? Any questions?
Narratively, I think you did a good job. I do have a question, though. Our last release, right? We just released 2 episodes.
Two long episodes, yeah.
But we're considering every time we do a chunk release as one of the parts, as far as the board, right?
Right.
And I don't believe we settled up the board before we signed off last time.
No, we didn't. So we got to do the board, and we got to do a level up, because you guys leveled up at the end of last section too. So we do have some housekeeping to take care of. Let's start with the board.
Okay, so it was only 2 episodes, but you wouldn't guess it by all these tally marks I've got.
Well, it was 2 episodes of lots of dice being rolled.
Yeah, it really was. So as far as critical hits, Hideous Laughter has 5? Yeah, 5. And STF has 4. The Swarm has 2. And as far as critical fails, HLP and STF both have 2, and the Swarm has 1. So now that we're down STF is down a crew member, it's pretty easy to calculate that HLP edges us out because they had one more critical success.
That was weirdly even. If you divide, it would have been the same for everybody minus the one crit, right? It would have been 2 and 1 for everybody if you divide by players.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, we almost had a draw.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
You take this
You earned
round,
it.
and
You
then
earned
we
it, guys.
move into part 9 and start a whole new section of the board.
That's it. We are moving into part 9 now. And so we did level up. We leveled up to level 6. At the end, does anybody want to take the lead here and talk a little bit about what you leveled up with and remind us all what your characters are playing?
It won't take long. Vin. Hi.
He's playing a paladin. He's playing a paladin, right?
Lawful good. Lawful good. High elf paladin. Yep. No, my dirty old scoundrel Vin he got a because I took one level of operative. I basically hit 5 in Technomancers. You don't get a whole lot. I did get a magic hack, and I took glitch step, which is pretty neat. Lets you do things like sneaky things with spell slots. Essentially,
Nice.
Modulate your movement action.
yeah, modulate your movement action. Right, you can step through solid walls. You can ignore difficult terrain. You can do a 10-foot guarded step.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some stuff like that by expending a spell slot. So
That's pretty slick. I like it.
all
I
right.
think it's a good pull for Vin, too.
Yeah.
Seems in line. You got some new spells? You just want to save that for when it becomes relevant?
Yeah, I think I took knock, dude. That's the only thing
Hey,
I'm a technomancer who wants so desperately to be an operative. So we're making it work.
Well, that's good, because they're certainly not dependent on you at all to be a DPS technomancer. I roll. Speaking of other spellcasters, Steve, why don't you tell us what Ntasi gets at level 6?
Yeah, this is a real fun one. So I did get another spell, which is great. I took a spell out of, I believe it's Galactic Magic, so it's probably going to be a new one for most folks, including myself, called Dampen Spell, which is so cool. Basically, it is an instantaneous action, so it's a reaction to cast it. And if one of your hostiles casts a spell against our party, I can use this reaction to do a bunch of really cool stuff, like throw it off target, reduce the range, reduce the duration.
That's really awesome. Yeah.
It's phenomenal, and it has a lot of really good utility. You can choose the different effects that you use, so very, very cool, and can be a real game changer. Now, as far as class features, though, there are a couple things that I'm really excited about. One, at level 6, I have the status ability. I think this comes from my Mystic Connection of Healer, where I can basically just have status on 3 other creatures basically permanently. It's just once a day, see what's going on with them. So this makes a lot of sense for the healer build. You know exactly where you're.
I think that's actually coming from your medic.
Oh, it may.
Well, because the healer's bond would be what you get at 6th level from your connection.
Oh, all right, sure. Whatever. It comes from something.
No, that's what healer's bond is the status.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You are 100% correct. You are absolutely correct.
We're both right, Steve. We were both right.
I just thought it came from somewhere else. But the thing that I'm really excited about is that channel that I got goes up to 6d8 at this level.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
Holy
6d8.
cow, dude.
And with Tex on the ground and most of us pretty hurt, I think you're about to see that soon.
Yeah. I'm
Spoiler
sure.
alert.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Tex, what did you get at level 6, bud?
Unfortunately, I took another Witch Warper level.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah, I mean,
Condolences.
it's the class I chose for some reason. I don't know. It's fun to shit on this class, but it is fun to play and it's cool. All my saves went up by 1. I got another level 2 spell slot, or spell with which I took Slice Reality. Basically you can target up to 2 targets, and they each take 2d6 damage, with a Fortitude save having it. But if you focus on 1 target instead of 2, you don't increase the damage, but they're staggered for a number of rounds equal to your caster level. Wow. So I can either do 2d6 to 2 people or 2d6 to 1 person, and they're staggered for 6 rounds.
That's big. Staggered's no joke.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But the more impactful thing, I think, in the long run will be my class feature that I got, which is called Alternate Outcome. And let's see, you can use your grasp of other realities to swap an outcome in your current existence with that of a more favorable reality. So as a reaction, I can re-roll 1 attack roll, saving throw, ability check, or skill check that I attempt. Or I can expend a use of it as a reaction to cause a critical hit against me or an ally within 100 feet to instead be a normal hit.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this bullshit. It's used against me to great effect by Emily in one of our other shows. So
that's what I call that. Get that garbage out of here ability.
Yeah, it is that get that garbage out of here.
I also got a Compound Sight, which is basically, it's just I pick a skill and I get a +1 insight bonus to checks using it, and I can change that +1 every time I level up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. All right. Well, that leaves Sigurd.
Sig doesn't get a whole hell of a lot at level 6, but one notable thing is his Entropic Strike went from 1d6 to 2d6.
Oh,
ooh. So that's a big boost for me. And in addition to that, he got another Vanguard Discipline feat. So given all of the AoE effects that we experienced in this flea, I gave Sig Evasion.
There you go.
So now if I'm succeeding those reflex saves, I'm going to be taking nothing. So
that's great.
Nice.
I think that's key, because I'm going to be taking a lot of damage in other ways.
I can dig it, man. Nice. All right. Well, I think that's actually a pretty good level up for all of you. Sounds like it definitely makes you guys much more able to react to situations. It sounds like almost everything that you guys took was like, hey, I need a particular thing to do right here in this moment, and I like that considering what y'all just went through, so it seems like a cohesive level up as a group. So, Steve, would you like Natasha to demonstrate the power of the heal at this point?
I absolutely would. So the first thing that's going to happen is Natasha is going to go ahead and throw a Stabilize on Tex just to, set the bar there.
Okay.
Would you all please gather round? I am a medical professional and it's time to heal up. So if y'all want to join me over here.
Okay. Are we spread out? I don't remember.
You were, because you guys were running.
Yeah, we were all like
as
different
you could.
distances.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tex
right.
fell behind and got exploded.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty weak, but that's 22.
It's enough to stop the bleeding, that's for sure. So Tex, you come awake. You were engulfed in explosive blast. How you feeling?
Shitty. But I did want to say, going back to our level ups, I thought it was interesting. The Witch Warper, this level up was really indicative of it being a jack of all trades and a master of none, because I got a skill thing, a utility thing, and a DPS thing from this one level up. So he comes back to consciousness, feeling like he just got exploded, but also he's suddenly a little bit better at everything he does.
Well, Etchiax is racing up to you in a newly commandeered all-terrain transport vehicle. She kind of does a hockey stop as she, drifts it, a little Fast and the Furious stop. She said,
Did she flip it and hand us a rose on the way down like that Bollywood movie? You know what I'm talking about?
She tries to wing a can at us from the...
She crashes her car through a funeral home.
She just drives it through the corpse of the burning Imago. It was nice knowing you. No, so
guess we're walking.
Yeah,
she says, all right,
Thin Lizzy playing.
Get in, quick, get in.
Yeah,
You
Sid
didn't get to
reaches
tell
down
me
quick
twice,
and
though.
like... Yeah, he reaches down quick and like scoops Tex up to his feet. Man, you got a real penchant for getting burned. Glad to see you're alive.
To be fair, the first time it was that asshole.
Hey, mate, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of Texas.
You don't even know what the fuck Texas is. Shut
I heard
up.
about it, though. You keep talking about it all the time, so I just assume.
That's my thing, goddammit.
You speak of this mythical plane consistently, Mr. Arcano. I feel like I know Texas.
I thought it was just an imaginary place he named after himself. No, that's not...
It's like a mind palace of sorts, you know?
like Texas, right?
Like a thousand mile wide mind palace.
Just hot as hell.
It's just always hot in Texas. All right, so Etchiax says, all right, let's see how fast this thing can go. She shouts, and it's pretty clear why. You see dozens of swarm components pouring out of the nearby city. Some in desperate pursuit of Etchiax, and others looking, heading towards this collapsed extractor Imago. You guys just made a huge stink and definitely got the attention of a big contingent of swarm. But this vehicle is fast as hell, and I mean, the wind in your face and just the thrill of like putting that entire fleet behind you just fills you guys with like adrenaline, and she just hauls ass. And behind you, the Imago erupts again in a huge gout of flame and smoke as like more gas pockets explode. You got this mushroom cloud of this thing behind you, all badass style. And you successfully outpaced the swarm, and you arrive back at the tunnel that you guys got here. And the vehicle itself is able to even get a few hundred feet down in the tunnel before it gets too narrow. And Etchiax says, all right, go, and sends you in the tunnel back towards Clade Company. And you see her putting some explosives on the vehicle, and as you guys get kind of far enough away, she blows it and caves in the tunnel to prevent any swarm from following you into your little base. Once that happens, it takes you guys another day to march back to the Clade Company base.
Dang.
Yeah.
Forgot that was a long way down, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's a long way underground, under the surface.
That's what I meant by down.
Yeah, well, it's not like a day straight down to the core of the planet.
Journey to the center of the earth.
right.
Hey, man, I don't know what the geology of this planet is.
I know, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. It ain't that.
Okay.
Well, it could be that, but that's not where you're going. You're just taking this long journey, and it's a full day. And she obviously will take breaks as needed. She has her little crew. If you remember, she brought a crew with her to distract the swarm while you guys went into the Imago. And their crew looks a little worse for wear, too. They certainly have sustained some injury. But everybody in their party made it. Nobody died as well. And you guys are sharing stories with each other, kind of like, oh, we did it, and they talk. And you notice that one of the Bolitas is carrying like a crate of equipment that they were able to salvage quite a bit of supplies from this like little vehicle shed that they used as a distraction.
Okay.
When you make it back to the Clade Company, you're of course enthusiastically welcomed. And Etchiak says,
Come back after you've spoken with Heskemu and debriefed with him. Some of this stuff is certainly yours. You've earned it. Let me sort through it and catalog it, but once you've debriefed, come see me and perhaps you can find something here of use.
I can always find some loot to use.
Yeah. You guys go talk to Heskemu, and if you remember, that's the big Bolito. I think we called him a Kakatar, much to Zach's chagrin. He did not like that term.
That's been so long. I'm sure I didn't, but yeah.
No, you were not happy about it.
It's been so long, I could dislike it anew.
No, I've come around on it actually, guys. It's been 5 months. I've really come around to where I
It's
like
been
the
long
term.
enough.
Yeah,
I'm matured on it. We're good.
I'm matured now.
I'm a different man than I was then.
Yeah. And so the Bolita, welcomes you with open 6 arms.
He says, "Oh, it's so good to see you. Welcome back. You must tell me about everything that you did.
We do
What was it
that.
like inside that Imago?
What body part do you want to start with? We went through almost all of them.
Well, how did you destroy it?
We went through a bunch of sphincter doors. I gotta be honest with you, mate. Not a big fan of sphincter doors.
How did you get through the sphincters?
We tickled them.
There's
what?
a little French tickling involved.
Oh no, that sounds quite unnerving, actually.
Yeah, I think you should up the reward or something for all the sphincter tickling that we had to do for this.
Listen, if I knew tickling sphincters was involved, I never would have sent you there.
I think you might have, mate. Actually,
That thing was almost entirely sphincters, by the way. If you read anything about its biology, you would have known it was sphincter after sphincter.
Well, that's a bit
sphincters
why...
all the way down, mate.
It's a bit why I sent you there, really, because we want to know how to take these things down.
Well, we attacked the heart of the thing, but you ever clench your... I don't know, Heskemu, do you have a butthole?
Well, I got sphincters.
Okay. You ever clench your sphincter? Real tight. Keep something in?
Yeah, if I eat something too spicy.
Or what? That's pretty much what it did.
Same, mate. Yeah.
It clenched all the sphincters when we attacked its heart. Like it knew something was going wrong inside, and we had to kind of break out. We got to its, I guess you'd call it its nervous system or something. It took it down that way, but that was pretty heavily guarded. You'd be surprised how dangerous its respiratory system is, too. It's flinging shit around.
Lots of stomach acid and whatnot.
This is all very good information.
It's very unpleasant.
Foul organic
just-
filth.
I just don't think I can overstate how unpleasant the whole thing was.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the smell.
Well, listen, I truly appreciate what you did. Even in the short amount of time since you destroyed it, the earthquakes have died down and the air down here is easier to breathe. And this information will be able to put together strike teams to take more of these things down and maybe eventually recover our planet.
Well, any equipment you have that provides acid resistance, you're going to want to give those strike teams that equipment.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And he goes on to say that Uds, that's the city that Zesh University is in, is now going to be a lot more safe for you to investigate. But he said he urges you to rest and regain your strength before continuing your investigation into Professor Galchak's research in the Forever Reliquary.
He says, yes, once you've healed up and gotten something to eat and feel ready, come see me and we'll strategize an approach. For now, you have my gratitude, and I'm sorry about the sphincters. I truly am. But if it makes you feel any better, I'm gonna get a taste of the sphincters myself. I know how that sounds when I say it out loud. I
Phrasing,
apologize.
mate. Phrasing.
Yes. As soon as I said it, I realized it wasn't right.
You are barely
Immediate
less
regret.
filthy than the sphincters we left behind.
I mean, I'm not gonna kink shame you there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so as they like turn to walk away, Tex kind of like tugs on. Fuck, I haven't played this game in forever. What's your goddamn name? Griff.
Oh,
Sigurd.
Sig.
He tugs on Sigurd's jacket and is like, "While he's right, we need to fucking heal up. Me of all people. Once we do need to get a move on because we don't want them fucking swarm to get to this professor before we do."
Yeah, I totally agree, and I didn't want to say it and be the bearer of bad news, but even if they're exploding the cavern, we've seen that there are plenty of these components that can dig. I don't know how safe it's going to be down here for long.
Yeah, I mean, let them have it for now, but we'll probably need to, make them face that hard reality that they might be living under a false pretense of thinking they're good to go down here. But yeah, anyways, like I said, we just need to get moving as quick as we can after we get some grub and some rest and healed up.
I feel I don't really want to stay on this planet any longer than we have to. Filled with shit memories and shit terrain. I'd rather get moving.
Well, and I want to see if this forever reliquary is what it's cracked up to be. Till we heard about the professor, I didn't, thought it was an old fairy tale.
Man, I just want to get the four of us off this planet. Alive. Preferably. You came too close there.
Yeah, I agree. He was talking about, it feels better to breathe down here. I like to, was an asshole, said, you know what's not easy to breathe is fucking high explosives. Tired of getting blown up.
All right. Well, here's what they got. All right. It's nothing fancy, but I don't know what y'all need. There's some elite stationware. I don't think that's going to really.
That might be an upgrade for me. I don't know.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm rocking like 4th level armor,
So elite stationware is 6th level armor. It's going to give +4 to EAC and a +5 to KAC.
That is an upgrade for me, for sure.
It is light armor.
Yeah, one of you guys definitely take that. I wear heavy.
I've got +4. So what's your?
I'm at +3/+4.
Oh, then you need it. Yeah.
I've got +5/+5 Defrex height, so I'm taking my name out of the running.
It looks like a Tex piece of armor. So stationware elite Tex, you can add that to your sheet. There are enough Corona laser pistols. If anybody wants one, though, I do think you all have better.
I think I got a better pistol than that.
Is the Corona the 2D4 one?
Let's see. The laser. Oh, yeah. It's actually an improvement here. This is a level 6 weapon. Range of 90 feet, and it does do 2d4 damage.
Yeah, that'd be big for me. I usually keep a sidearm in case I have to do range.
Yeah, well, there's enough for all of you to take one if you want one.
Sweet.
Small arm pistol.
All I use is pistols.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well take it.
I think we're all taking one because that's an upgrade for me too.
For literally
I will say that as far they're trading here with you guys. So like whatever you're replacing, just take off your inventory. You're basically giving it back to the crate company.
Yeah.
All right, so that's some good stuff. Everybody gets a little small arm. There is only one laser sight. All right, a laser sight is a weapon accessory. It's an improved version of the common targeting sight. It can be done. You can aim through the sight, This can be done as part of the same move action as it is to required to aim a weapon with a sniper weapon or as a part of a trick attack. Aiming through a sight reduces penalties to attack rolls due to range or bonuses to AC from cover, depending on the sight's type. For a laser sight, it would reduce it by 4.
I think I'm
Did
the
you
only
say you could
person.
do that as part of a trick attack? Yeah, that might be perfect for Vin.
Now, I don't have a trick attack. I have a stunt and strike. Is that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, but it didn't say it's required. Like you have to be doing a trick attack. It just can be used. As
It was using that as an example. So your stunt and strike still has a move action as part of it. You know, so you could still use this in that manner.
Okay. Well, and I mean, I don't have anything to trade for it, but I will take
No,
it.
they'll just they'll give you that. So the way you do that is you're just going to add that as an accessory to your weapon.
Right.
You want to put it on. All right. There is also 5 heavy seismic picks. Let's see what those. They're a level 5 item. They are an advanced melee weapon.
I could use it.
Yeah, they deal 1d8 damage of sonic damage. And they have the critical effect of deafen. But they are a charged weapon, so you have to use a battery to use it.
Can't use advanced melee, so. no
I
worries
can.
there.
I might just take one of those if in the off chance we ever need to use sonic damage.
Yeah, all right, so that's a heavy seismic pick. There are 4
Sure.
types, so that's the heavy one. So you can take one there. There's also a digger stalk ring.
Okay. Go on.
Yeah, that is specific to this venture, so give me a second. Sorry, guys.
When you wear a digger stock ring, you gain a burrow speed equal to half your base speed, and you can burrow through earth and stone that have a hardness up to 15. As a full action, you can spend 1 resolve point to step into an adjacent area of such material that can enclose a creature your size. When you do, you can sense any open area within 30 feet is large enough for you to enter. It sounds like you get a burrow speed, basically.
Yeah.
That's fucking
cool as
sick,
fuck.
to be honest. Yeah.
That's an amazing item. And I think it should certainly go to one of the squishy characters. Because that seems like a very nice get-out-of-jail-free card if you can
I
step into a
love
wall.
the idea of Tex burrowing into the ground to escape another explosion.
I actually agree with that, yes.
Yeah, I support the plan.
And finally, there is a domestic mule drone.
Okay.
Does it have a name?
Gary.
Huel the Mule.
You've heard of Dominic the Donkey.
Okay, this is a mule drone. It's a quadrupedal drone designed to act as a mount and carry heavy loads. The mule drone acts as a combat drone of a first-level mechanic, except it has a riding saddle and speed mods instead of the combat drone's normal initial mods. Any small or smaller creature can ride the drone, and the mule drone can be customized to support a specific medium creature, normally you if you're a medium. Refitting the riding saddle to accommodate a different medium creature takes 1 day and 100 UPBs. Its skill unit is athletics, and it has 18 bulk.
But you can't, use it like a mechanic's drone without being a mechanic, right?
You basically are just using it to ride or carry.
It's just a
shit.
mount
Yeah.
to carry shit
Yeah.
on. Which I love. I hate to keep trying to claim stuff, but I am a cowboy and having a horse basically.
And you're a
Give
small
him
creature.
a little duster.
yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you get a little mini mechanical horse.
Yes.
My God.
I got little Sebastian.
So that's going to be called. The way you're going to look that up, Heath, is it's a domestic drone basic, and then there's under the description, it gives you a different types of drones, and this is the mule one. But when you're looking for gear to put it on your sheet, you're looking for domestic drone basic.
Damn, Heath, you made out like a bandit this round.
Well, to be fair,
definitely.
the drone's probably useful for everybody if we end up finding a big cache.
Well,
of items.
yeah, it's we can carry a bunch
Yeah.
of it can carry a bunch of shit instead of taking up our inventory space.
Right. So, that's a pretty good little haul of stuff that they found,
Man, Tex got loaded up.
Hey, Tex needed to. He was like a couple hit points from death last time. Like, let's sure up Tex because he's got a lot of cool party utility abilities. Let's keep him alive. I had level 1 armor still.
You need that.
So that puts his ACs up to 18 and 19, which is nice and more aligned with what.
Yes.
Has everybody else got their stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just threw it on Hero Lab though, so I can
Likewise.
go back and add it to my.
So you guys get all that. If you remember, there was another Sheeran that you had met in the Clade Company that was a former student of Zesh University and Professor Galchek. And they had told you they had taken an anthropology class with Galchek and wasn't really fond of the class. They do remember admiring a collection of relics in the professor's office, including one particularly impressive weapon that seemed like it might have been blessed by Hylax. That's what they tell you.
Well, as a devout follower of Hylax, I think that this weapon was made for me.
You say with the rune plates on.
Yes.
Yes, well, I don't know about that, and I don't have the weapon, but I just figured that I would let you know. And Jadvada actually goes on to tell you that the professor's office is on the first floor of the university. And then they go on to tell you that when I was a student, I'm a bit ashamed to admit that I was a bit of a hooligan. I used to pull some pranks with the fire extinguishers all over the campus buildings, such as making it snow in the atrium or freezing classroom doors to avoid lectures. I tell you this, that as long as the university is still using the old models, excuse me, the old Gelogon models of fire extinguishers, I feel that I might be able to convert these into cryo grenades. And I don't know if Eskimo has told you, but he's planning on setting up a forward base there in the city, and I am going to join with that. So, in your exploration of the ruins of the university, if you happen to find some of these old models of fire extinguishers, I would be quite happy to convert them into cryo grenades for you. If you can find 3 of them, I think that I might even be able to convert it into a makeshift Gelid hail cannon.
Hell yeah. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a bit of a connoisseur of grenades myself, and that cannon sounds mighty cool as well.
Yes, well, I guess some of my pranksterism has paid off.
I ain't worried about that, man. I used to hold up banks. We good.
Oh, that's a bit more than being
I've
a prankster,
never done
but-
anything wrong in my life ever.
Well,
Yeah,
you did say that you were a follower of
charlatan,
Hylax, so...
That's right.
Tracks.
Devout.
In this
Like
group,
that,
we're
mate.
usually used to pranks that end very hot, not pranks that end very cold. So, opposite
be a-
end of the spectrum.
Be a change
Nice
of pace.
change
to
of
be
pace.
sure, yeah.
Jinx.
Leaving some of us to pick up the pieces yet again.
Yeah, so you guys collect yourselves. You guys can full rest, get your all healed up, get everything
I
back.
want my spell slots, man.
Get your spell slots, your RP, your stamina, your HP, all that good stuff. Remove any conditions that you might have. And Heskemu does kind of explain their plan for going to Ouds and the university within it. They tell you that Clade Company wants to make an extended survey and scouting mission of the city, but they haven't been able to do that until now because of the Imago. So they're going to take advantage of this weakness that you've put in there in the swarm's defenses, and they want to put a forward base in the city. A little temporary forward base anyway. And if all goes well, the Clade team might also be able to install some armaments that the company can use to make a targeted strike against the swarm that is in the city. Maybe even bring in down enough swarm ships that they could allow other vessels to land here, and more importantly, you all to leave. You know, clear the airspace so you can get out of here. Because if you remember, you had to sneak in here because there was patrols flying all around the orbit of Ilmchuva. It will also give you a place to fall back if you need to rest or heal during your time at the university. Heskemu pulls up a holographic map of Ouds, though the cartography is definitely predating the swarm's attack, so things may not be exactly as they are, but is able to point to you where the location of Zesh University is. Heskemu identifies an ideal area to establish the forward base, only a few blocks from the university. So you will be fairly close to this base, although there will be a little bit of exposed walking between the base and the university. So he does warn you to be mindful of that, and he reminds you too, they remind you too of the acid rainstorms that occasionally happen. So to be careful of that, and they allow you to charge up all your environmental protections and all those things. You guys are fully outfitted to kind of take on this city. Sorry.
Just read the whole section.
Well, I did, but it's like weirdly like laid out. So it's like. Anyway, so Jadvada is going to go with you. Etchiax, the whole big section, a big crew of the Clade Company is going here. And so that morning you all head out, and you certainly notice that there is reduced levels of toxic compounds in the air, Matasi. As you're running all your diagnostics and stuff, things are much better now that the extractor Imago is destroyed. And this Clade Company detachment is about twice the size of the last strike force that went out. And Heskemu says to you,
well, leadership isn't worth anything from a leader who isn't willing to do what they're asking others to do. I learned that with the sphincters.
and he kind of winks at you guys.
I hope he finishes all of his speeches like that. I learned that from the sphincter.
I learned that.
On account of the sphincters.
I hate that
On account of the sphincters,
he winked at us. Like everyone else must be like, oh, what did they get up to?
Yeah, right. Like you're sullying our good name here with
he doesn't have eyelids.
joke.
What did he wink?
Yeah. So it takes 2 days of marching to get there with the full detachment, and you emerge out of. Yep.
I was just gonna say, in that 2 days, I did briefly want to have Tex comes up to Natasi at some point with Billy Gibbons chittering out from under his coat, who inexplicably survived the explosion. And would be like, hey, I know you're not like a veterinarian or whatever, but you're the closest thing I got. And like, while I feel like there's something going on, like maybe this Hylax has got some kind of plans for me, I'm starting to think maybe that old Billy Gibbons here is the one that's truly blessed by Hylax, because ain't no reason this squirrel should have survived this damn explosions twice now. So I was just going to see if you wouldn't mind taking a second and, like, just making sure, give him a once over, make sure ain't nothing wrong health-wise with my buddy Billy Gibbons here.
Mr. Arcana, your luck has been commendable. It is quite possible that the gods look fondly upon you or something around you, I can take a look at this animal and see what we have. Mr. Gibbons? And she extends her hand for him to crawl into.
Yeah, go on.
And when the squawks goes into her palm, she like kind of flinches a little bit. She doesn't like critters. And she's just going to kind of run the gamut here of, I don't know, mysticism checks, detect magic, all that kind of stuff. I imagine it's just a regular squawks.
It is a regular Squawks who should have died twice, but I failed to remember was there and roll all the checks against the Squawks. So you do note that there are several singes in the Squawks' fur, but with your mysticism, you feel that there must be some sort of blessing on this little animal, because by all logic, this animal should have been incinerated multiple times.
So then Natasi is going to look back to Tex and say, biologically, there is nothing significant about this creature at all. It's just a regular squawks. But I do believe something is looking over it, or maybe something is looking the opposite way and continuing to let it persist on in the face of all logical thoughts.
What if Billy Gibbons is actually the chosen one?
That's what I love that, like, we got Adam to, like, in canon say there must be some kind of blessing on Billy Gibbons, because I hope it turns out that Tex thinks he's the chosen one.
We are
It
truly
really is
in the
Billy
hands
Gibbons
of a
the whole
magnificent
time.
and forgetful God.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, when we don't play for a year.
right.
Can't remember the squawks.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't remember the squawks for the first, like, half of this game.
Yeah.
But no, just a little RP moment there. I wanted to check in and, try to give a little more squawks visibility in this podcast.
You know what? I'll give you an inspiration for that.
Oh, thank you.
We need more
Squawks
Squawks representation in the pod.
He just goes into his jacket. Billy Gibbons is like the Wile E. Coyote skid mark on the inside of his.
I also like to imagine
Well, damn,
that,
I guess he didn't live.
I also like to imagine that Billy Gibbons, while probably a relatively young squawks, like a couple years old.
No, he's old as shit. His beard is so long.
No, well, I was gonna say I think he has like a little bit of a beard, or a super long beard, just because he's Billy Gibbons.
Well, I think it also warrants being said that most of the healing that Natasi does is burst healing. So
that's
right.
true.
You do keep healing the squawks, whether or not you mean to.
Exactly, yes. So inadvertently, Natasi is helping keeping the squawks alive. Though I'm sure it should have died from massive damage at some point or something.
Yeah.
But like,
Sure.
Quadruple times over, but it's fine.
Billy Gibbons is the chosen one, guys. It's canon now.
Yeah,
It's just how it
right.
is. Let's just roll with it.
We got the confirmation. There is a blessing on
Blessed
Billy Gibbons.
be.
Blessed be the Billy. All right, so you guys arrive. The tunnels lead into the sewer systems under Oods, and
Spell Oods for me.
UUDZ.
Okay, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah,
That's the way to spell Oods. Yeah,
It's a pretzel brand.
yeah.
It's YYDYYZ.
So you emerge from the sewer system at the site of the forward base early on your second day of marching here. And the Clade Company immediately begins converting one of the remaining structures into an outpost and planning scouting missions, leaving you to make your way to Zesh University alone. As you start heading towards the university, one thing that you notice is that it's really odd that you see no bodies anywhere. You see lots of like shitty guns and shitty improvised weapons and maybe like clothes that are torn and covered in blood, but there are no bodies anywhere.
Shitty guns? Are you talking about like 3D printed, or are these all high points just look scattered around the...
Like, there was obviously some resistance here against the swarm, but they weren't military outfitted. So.
Adam, is this consistent with anything that we know or have seen about the swarm?
Why don't you roll a culture check?
Okay. Because I know they assimilate creatures, but I don't know anything about them eating or absorbing bodies.
Can I assist in that culture check?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, I would.
Are you trained in culture?
I sure am.
I am also trained in culture.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because for the first book, none of you had culture.
That's right.
I sure am.
I have a +9 culture. It's not great.
I assist you.
I have a
with
+9
12.
culture as well.
You may want to roll separate.
Yeah,
but
let's
I
just roll
assist
separate.
Natasi.
Cool. All right, with an assist, that's coming out to a 24.
I rolled a
24?
27 on my check, so.
Nice.
All right. Well, the DC is 24. So you guys are able to remember or piece together that yes, the swarm consumes any and all organic material, but has little use for conventional technology.
Okay.
I
So
also
they ate
who
'em.
has the highest? Yeah, who has the highest survival amongst you?
I have a decent survival.
I'm only at a +5.
I'm sorry. I lied to you. I'm also only at a +5.
I got a 14.
All right, roll a d100 for me as you're making
right.
this journey across the few blocks towards the university.
Ooh, this is a nice number, but is it gonna be good? Because that's a
69?
77.
Oh.
All right, there is no acid rainstorm. Good job.
Okay. Sweet.
Natasi holds back the clouds with red miasmic energy. Go now, it's our only
By
chance.
the power of Billy!
Yeah. Billy Gibbons is holding back the acid rain for sure.
Okay. Well, in that case, you arrive outside the university grounds, and I think it's time for you to finish your drinks, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Woo!
Hey.
Got the setup episode out of the way, guys.
Oh shit! There's a map now.
I can't wait to get to book 6 when Billy Gibbons is the BBEG.
You're going to throw Billy Gibbons at the God host, and they will battle.
It's the BBGE. Big Billy Gibbons.
Big Billy Gibbons energy. I mean.
Yeah.